Evening all, and welcome back to Kerbalism. So a lot of time has passed, 16 days, and we have our Jool encounter just come up, so I intend to launch craft for that in just a moment. But this is taking a very long time. It is giving me some decent science, it's good, but we've actually done 2 of these in 16 days. So I'm thinking maybe we should send up a second science lab and see whether the 2 of them together can help. I'm not really sure whether it does or not. I don't really know. I've not particularly done it this way before, but I think I might send up a second science lab, dock it to the station, and stick our scientists in there and see what happens. But first, we have Jool to encounter. Getting to Jool, fortunately, isn't all that difficult, especially when you're dealing with a quite lightweight and small probe. This ship should be able to get to the Julian system fairly simply. Its second stage is enough to get from low Kerbin orbit to Jool and into orbit and have a little bit of fuel spare, so hopefully we can deorbit it, which is good. It then has a nuclear engine with about 2,000 meters per second of delta V on it to allow us to hopefully sort of have a look around some of the moons that are up there and maybe take a nice little close look at Lave. And here we are up in orbit. It's time to discard our shell and deploy our solar panels as well as our heat shields. Not heat shields, sorry, radiators, because we're going a long way, so radiators are going to be kind of important. You'll also notice that the camera angles have changed a lot because I reinstalled camera tools because I got it finally working. I've been trying for a while, and I think last episode I got it finally working, and yeah, it leads to some spectacular shots that I'm very, very, very happy with. Right, so finding an encounter with Jool was pretty easy, in fact. It's a long way off, 1.5 million meters, 1.5 billion meters, or 1,000 million, depending on how you do things. I get confused when you get to the high numbers, because an English billion is different to an American billion, and being English, I want to use that one, but I've used the Americanism so often I get confused a bit. So let's say 1.5 billion meters. Let's do that, shall we? There we go. 1,516 kilometers. No, that's not even a billion, is it? That's even more than a billion meters. Now think about it. 16 billion. No, it is a billion. Yep. 1,516 kilometers. 1,000 kilometers. It's a long way away. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a long way away. But we can adjust that as we get close to it. It's pretty much all my fuel. I'll leave about 150 meters a second in the tank. So, yeah. And it's 18 minutes away on the dark side of the planet, obviously. Because you'd burn on the dark side to go to the outer planets and burn on the light side to go to the inner planets. The drawback to this is the moon's really close. Is it the moon or Minmus? One of the two. We get a really close encounter as we go by. So, yeah. It's going to throw me off as I'm burning. But, hopefully it won't be that much of a problem. Let's warp around to there and burn away for 80 seconds and see what happens. I still need to recover that piece of space junk. Might do that next. Okay, so yeah. Here, the timer is coming down to it, and away we go. So, yeah, an 80-second burn. Not too bad with this engine. This is the Wolfhound. I quite like this engine. It seems very efficient. What it is, it's terrible in the atmosphere, but really, really good when you get it out into space. So, yeah. We are nuclear on this as well. There is an LVN there, with a little bit of liquid fuel up there. I was going to use that to manoeuvre myself between the moons of Jool. This should be able to get us and put us in orbit at Jool, this stage, and then this stage should be able to take us around a bit. It's got about 2,000 meters a second, so yeah, we should be good for that, hopefully. Yeah, so it's just a case of waiting for the burn to be done. Right, so we are definitely close by. Focus on to Jool here, and just point prograde for the minute, shall we? There we go. We are a long way off. let's get to the 15 that I knew, the 1.5. There we go. That's about the closest approach we can get from where we are. We will obviously have to change our inclination to point this up a bit. It's odd because it looks as if I'm spot on 90 degrees, but you can just see the green marker there is just slightly out. Just tiny amount. As I was doing my ascent to orbit, it's ever so slightly out, so it's probably sort of 89.9 degrees or 89.8 degrees or so. But when you're dealing with that sort of distance, that's what it does. Instead of being up here, we are down there. A long way off. So, yeah. Wow. So, this little probe will go out. I suppose I'll have to set a maneuver at some point. Let's do it at the descending node, shall we? And let's have a look see here. So we're 4 degrees off. So if I go down. Very interesting. Even though I do it at the descending node, it still tells me that it's wrong. Whoa, come on, how many are there? Anyway, right, where is? That is very confusing. It's very, very confusing why that's changing as I add a maneuver there. Wonder if I have to get out a Kerbin sphere of influence before it will let me do that. Wow, that's 1 day. That's direct to Minmus. Well, we are waiting a long time for things to be processed, so let's point ourselves towards the sun for our solar panels. I'm being in that rough direction, I think. And let's accelerate time out to interplanetary space. I was going to say interstellar, but that would not be correct. Interstellar would be between stars, and this is actually just between planets, so it is just interplanetary. I wonder if the kickoff Minmus would actually help me or not. Didn't think about that. Oh well, we're here now. So let's go out here. Blue and boom, there we go. Right, and of course we've never been out here before. So we have new things. Awesome. Right, you're not quite pointing at the sun, are you? Point directly at the sun. That will give our solar panels every last bit of oomph you're getting. Let's transmit that back whilst we can. I'm really hoping this communitron, this relay, the R2A, is enough to get to Jool and still communicate. It's the biggest antenna I have, so if it's not, well, then we're stuffed, basically. Might be biting off a bit more than I can chew to start with here, but oh well. Right, that would be why. Our actual descending node is not there. That's our return descending node after we've gone past Jool once. So was that why it was getting very confusing? Because I'm very confused now. Where is Jool? There is Jool. Let's focus on Jool. And let's see exactly what's happening when I change these maneuvers. Okay, so by doing that I actually do get closer to it, which is exactly what I want. I would like, however, to not crash into Jool. So let's do something like that, I think. Wow, that's still a long way off. I wonder if I can get an encounter with something on the way. Oh, there we go. There's something. What's that? That's Lathe, the other planet with water and an atmosphere. Not really sure how I can get any benefit from Lathe. Unless I can hit it in such a way that it slows me down. That would be nice. I gotta say, gravity turns are not really my forte. Not gravity turns, gravity assists. I know that if you come like there, if I come into the planet here, it will slow me down because I'm going around the front of the planet on its orbit. So I understand that part of it, and if you come around the back of it, it will speed you up because you'll use the planet to assist you in a gravity and it will push you along. But because I can't see the Patriconics beyond that, I don't know whether that's actually going to help me or if that's going to fling me off into Jool. I'm not sure. And I have to obviously be very careful because... oh wow. Valve there. There we go. That would actually not help. That would speed me up. We don't want to do that. But just rolling the mouse wheel ever so tiny amounts here. Oh. You scroll it too fast and it just flies off. There's our encounter with Lathe again. Let's have a look at this one. That would be on the correct side. So if I can get close to Lathe, oh wow, that's actually in the atmosphere, and at them sort of speeds, that's a bad idea. So let's come out of there. So up it. There we go. That should slow us down a little bit. I think that will help. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to give it a go and we'll find out. So we will set an alarm for this maneuver. I'll give myself 3 minutes advantage. There we go. And that is in 132 days. We've got a Duna encounter and an Elu. I was kind of hoping with the Duna one I could get Kerbals out there, which is probably a bit much to be thinking about. Getting Kerbals over to Duna this early is probably not really doable. I could definitely send a probe there to scan the surface of Duna, but I'm just not entirely convinced I could actually get Kerbals there and keep them alive to do it. So maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. It depends. In the next 33 days, you never know. I may have enough science to unlock everything I need and enough money to also upgrade the Space Center. With our probe safely on its way to Jool, it's time to add a new science bay to the station to see whether that helps with things. And also, we're going to send a greenhouse up as well. I have got a contract to harvest food in space, so I thought, well, why not stick one up there and start producing some food and generally see what happens. And finally, here we are up at the station. This took a lot more effort than I expected because I was a bit of an idiot. I launched this up, I had an encounter which was 300 meters away. I thought, I know what, I'll fire the rest of the fuel off that was in the other stage and drop my periapsis so that it's in the atmosphere so it can burn up or be recovered or whatever. Forgetting completely that this has no engines on it and is entirely reliant on monopropellant. So trying to pull myself back up from 45 kilometers was fun, lots of fun. I've used, well, not as much monopropellant, but it's so slow to do anything with monopropellant. Yeah, I think I did scrape all the way through the atmosphere and came out the other side. So yeah, that certainly was interesting. So let's get over to the station, shall we? And let's have a look-see at where we want to be docking to it. Where are you, station? There you are. Well, I guess we're docking to that port there. Okay. Nice and simple. Right. To line myself up a little bit here. As you can see, I've got the great big solar panels on here once again, just to give the station a little bit more more energy. I have had to turn off the actual warnings about this one here for battery because I didn't put any batteries on it, and its power dies every single time it goes past Kerbin. Sorry, it goes around Kerbin to the night side. But that's not really a big issue. Fermi is absolutely fine inside here. He doesn't mind it getting a bit dark at night. Only about 5 or 6 minutes or so, so yeah, it's all good. Okay, so we are on approach. I'm not sure how close we are. Well, I guess we're that close. Okay. Yeah, so we were that close. Okay. I'm really starting to get surprised by this whole docking thing, to be honest with you. I seem to be docking too easy, almost. But anyway, let's see here. Right. Who do we have and where are they? Hobart is a scientist. That would be in this pod here, I believe, aren't you? No, you are not. Right, Burmy is a pilot. Merming, you're a scientist. You can transfer into the science lab. Who else have we got here? Valnard is engineer. I still need to actually rescue Valnard, now I think about it. Valnard still needs to come back down again. So, got Genlan and Valnard in there. If I point that out towards the sun, that's going to help a bit. Right, so Genlan is a pilot and Valnard is an engineer who needs to come home. Burmy, you're actually going to stay up here. You are going to stay up here, and Valentina, you're going to go home. This is going to be the one we're going to go home on. Bermin, you're going to go and join that, which is pretty much our main pod. 2 scientists, so yeah, this is starting to look a bit more actually like a station, isn't it? It's yeah, cool. All I really need to bring up is some proper fuel for it, because it's got a little bit there, but an engine just in case it needs it. But yeah, I think a fuel on the bottom would be a good idea, and then we could bring up some craft and use them to go wherever we need to go. We've also got a spare nuclear engine here, which I didn't really need to bring up. You see this here, I got rid of the engine parts and put it there. That's because I was originally going to take this to the moon, or Mimas, was it? But obviously that never panned out, so yeah. So let's start the lab. And you are apparently working on a surface sample, which is awesome. So we have Genlan, Valnard and Valentina. We have Hellfront. Where are you? Where is Hellfront? You're in there. Okay, you can transfer over to there. Okay, just want to know where people are. So if I would detach that, all we'd have is 5 Kerbals. We'd have the scientists in there and there. Yes, and yeah, okay, so we've got a little bit of fuel in that. That should be enough to deorbit us. So let's send our other Kerbals home, shall we? Undock. Okay, so you should have 5 Kerbals, 2 pilots, 3 scientists. Scientist, pilot, scientist. Okay, all is good. Right. Don't think you've got any. You have got some monopellet. Okay. Push yourselves away from the station a little bit, and we will bring Valentina home, who's been up here for quite a while. Valnard and Finland. Valnard obviously is our rescue Kerbal. So perhaps we should have brought her home a little bit early in this. But it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter so long as she comes home in the end. And let's just burn all the fuel off that's left inside here. And return home. So we gain a tiny amount of science because we have recovered a vessel returned from the surface. Of course, yes, that was our Mimas lander. So yes, we get a bit of money back, and we also get a bit of bonus because we've now obviously rescued Valnard and completed the contract. And Valnard and Genland have advanced to level 2. Awesome. Okay. Oh, we do have a few other contracts that I've got here. There we are. Rescue Valnard is done there. I still haven't recovered that part from orbit. I will do that in just a moment. We have a satellite in polar orbit of Duna. I took that one because simply we will be going to Duna very soon. I think it's going to be 32 days. We have it coming up, so that's probably going to be a probe. So that can sit in polar orbit and scan Duna's surface for everything. Harvest food in space. We've got a thing up there doing that. Build a new orbital station around the moon. I would like to start getting some fuel refinery going or something like that, although I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that yet because I don't have any drills. And transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbin. Don't remember picking that one up, but that one's going to be fairly easy to do. The drills obviously are here somewhere. Maybe, maybe not, no. Ah, there we go. There's the drill. And yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, we have got other drills from Extraplanetary launch pads, I believe it is. Don't even know where they are. They were quite early on, weren't they? But we have got them, but I think they only mine... here. They mine metal ore. They don't just mine ore. Whereas these ones, yeah, they mine ore, not metal ore. I think metal ore can only be used for construction, and ore is what is used to convert it into fuel. So I have to unlock that first before I can even think about doing a refueling station somewhere. And to unlock that one, where was it? Here, wasn't it? Yes. I need to upgrade the science centre. Upgrading the science centre is expensive. It's 2.5 million, and I don't have 2.5 million. I'm not even halfway there yet. So I need to be doing some more missions, some more contracts. I might even have to upgrade this at some point because that weight restriction is getting a little bit annoying. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have a look through and see what other missions we can have. We've got VIPs here who want to go and fly by Mimas and things like that, which is a little awkward. Land on Mimas, that sort of thing. This mission here, I think this has been in here for quite a while actually. It's take 5 people around the moon, land on the moon, and then land on Mimas as well. So some of them want both. And that's an okay bit of money. I mean, it's sort of 10 grand each go, and 2, 3, 4. That's 40,000 plus the bonus to it. So that would give me a fair bit of money, but that's a lot of work. To land on Mimas, take off and go off again without a drill, that is a lot of work. Explore Duna, we've also got that. I think we will be doing this. Fly by Duna and get... Oh, we can actually do that. We'll take that because we will be going to Duna very soon. Only sort of 30 days off, so that'll do that. So yeah, I'm going to go and play through some of these things and have a look, see what money I can squeeze out of where. And we'll come back hopefully when we've got a bit more cash, and maybe we could upgrade the science centre, or the research and development centre I should say, or maybe I can look at something else and try and figure something out. I'm not too sure yet. So, after weeks of ignoring this object up here, I thought, you know what, it's about time we actually came and grabbed it. So, that's what we're doing right here. I have no idea what it is, but I thought I'd bring up the recovery vehicle I had last time, because the Big Claw, or the advanced grabbing unit, can be quite useful. Right, so head over towards it, I suppose. What do? Nope. That way. That's where we go. Okay. Spin my Kerbals to death. Don't want to do that. Not that it matters. Time warp doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or form. Which is quite lucky, because if it did, they would certainly have lots of headaches. Science station batteries are running out. That's the second time I've had that actually, which is I wonder if that's just a time warp thing. I think it doesn't affect Kerbals, but it certainly affects equipment. Okay, so what is this? It's a pod. Well, that's interesting. Someone's left a pod behind. I wonder why they want us to collect that. Okay, so let's shut down the engine and we'll go in on RCS, because that's much, much safer. Oh, and we should probably arm this as well. Get myself over so the controls make sense, and yeah, let's suppose just ram straight into it and grab it. It doesn't particularly matter. I don't think it's a very heavy object. So yes, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. I don't know if there's any issues with grabbing something like this. Oh, we missed it. Well, that's interesting. Well done. Shall we try that again? I was a little bit worried that it might be because it's round, it might be very difficult to actually grab. Let's see here. Just run into it at full speed and oh no, there we go. We've got it. Awesome. Okay, so we have to bring this pod home. We are charging it electric. I don't know how that works. Kerbals obviously cracked wireless energy transfer. I guess Nicola Kerman at some point managed to convince them that that was the better way to do things. Yeah, so all we have to do is bring this home, which, well, should be pretty simple, really. And so we come down nice and gently into the very oddly textured water again. It's completely gone out of tune again. So, yeah, and the pod in fact turned black, which is interesting. Guess it got a bit too hot on re-entry. I don't know, but yeah, we shall bring this down. We shall recover this. Another contract complete, and that is where we shall bring this episode to a close. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope to see you again next time, and until then, as always, have fun.